Welcome to another 3-Minute Thursday. By the end of this video, you'll know everything about finding and identifying the Magnolia Warbler. We'll cover field marks, range, similar species, and more. But before we get to field marks, have you ever wondered why a bird that nests in pine trees is called a Magnolia Warbler? It's because in the 1800s, Alexander Wilson saw one shoot out of a pine tree in Mississippi, but it only passes through Mississippi during migration. So really, they're only going to be found in magnolias for 1 or 2 months out of the year. So with that out of the way, let's get started.
So the Magnolia Warbler is a small striking warbler with pretty bold colors. Breeding males have this white eyebrow stripe and then some black stripes on a yellow belly, and then they've got a very large white wing patch. They've also got a black face mask and then a fairly long bill. Females look kind of like the males, just with everything a little duller, so there's not going to be quite as much black on the yellow belly, and then the eyebrow stripe is going to be a little bit smaller, and then instead of more of a black color, they're going to be more of a gray color. Now, I will mention immature males in the fall are going to look a lot like the females.
As far as range goes, these birds prefer dense coniferous forests throughout the breeding season. In the non-breeding season, they're going to be found in Central America and the Caribbean. If you want to find these guys, my first tip would be during spring migration. They like to be in low shrubs and trees, and they're going to forage closer to eye level compared to other warblers, like the black-breeding warbler, which prefers to stay high up in the trees. And also the second tip would be to watch for the flash of their tail. They often bump their tail and then show a white flash, which can be a great way to identify them.
If we look at their range map, if you've never read a range map before, the orange means they are found there in the summer or breeding season, yellow means they're only found there in migration, and then the blue means that is where they winter. They do winter a little bit farther south in Mexico, on a couple of Caribbean islands, and in Central America. So for a lot of the U.S., they're going to be found during migration, which is really going to be like the last couple weeks of April and then the first couple weeks of May. And then in the fall, it's going to be pretty much all of September. Maybe a few late birds can be found in October. So if we move on to confusion species, the first one is the Canada Warbler. On the right, we've got the Magnolia Warbler. On the left, we've got the Canada Warbler. They share a pretty similar range and look pretty similar. They both got like a gray head and back, and then black stripes on a white belly. But the Canada Warbler has a full eye ring, while on the Magnolia Warbler it's just 2 half eye rings. Also, the Magnolia Warbler has more black on its face compared to the Canada Warbler, which has like this one black stripe here, and then it's yellow or gray. Also, the Magnolia Warbler has thicker black lines, while the Canada Warbler has more black lines on its chest. Next one is the yellow-rumped warbler. These look very similar. Magnolia Warbler on the right, and then the yellow-rumped warbler on the left. The Magnolia Warbler has an orange belly, while on the yellow-rumped warbler it's confined to the head, a little bit of the wing right here, and then the rump. And then the yellow-rumped warbler has a white chin patch, while underneath the chin on the Magnolia Warbler it's going to be yellow. Also, on the belly of the yellow-rumped warbler it's going to be black on white instead of black on yellow. And then the next confusion species is the Prairie Warbler. Prairie Warbler is pretty much all yellow with some black stripes, and then they've got a clean yellow belly, while on the Magnolia Warbler it's gray.
So if you want to up your bird identification game one bird at a time, go and check out this playlist right here for all of the 3-Minute Thursdays. It's one bird, 3 minutes, every Thursday. I'll see you in the next one.